This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Mr. Snowflake's Amberlynn Reid, Shaped by the Algorithm, Episode 5, Part 3. It is still February the 21st, which is fine. I haven't been sitting here for 4 hours doing this. Or have I? Anyway. We have just gotten through the first 2/3 of this video. Again, apologies that this one took so long. It's been such a long time since I've done one of these videos that I forgot how I was doing it. And I'm back on it now, you guys. Anyway, so we've got roughly 20-ish minutes. We got roughly 20 minutes left of this video. I've got him sped up to 1:25. I have the closed captions on now. I don't know if those are helpful. I don't know if those are helpful to the rest of you, but they are helpful to me. So let me know if they're... I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about them. If enough people complain, I will turn them off, I guess. I don't need them. They make it easier. Let's see. Trying to remember everything because this is the third time I've done this intro. Thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. And yeah, I am an anthropologist by training. I have my bachelor's. I am an archaeologist of 20 plus years, retired from the field. And those are my credentials. I enjoy watching Amberlynn in general, just to make comments, and I am enjoying watching Mr. Snowflake's very long history of Amberlynn because it's a great opportunity to look at Amber through a more anthropological lens, looking at the way she uses the internet, uses her influence and her platform, and looking at the way that she uses material culture around her to create the character of Amberlynn for the internet. So if you want a longer, better description, I recommend going back and watching the first video of episode 5 that I did. I apologize, but there are 3 of them. And I only say that because I ramble for much longer at the beginning of that one about what I'm doing. So I'm too lazy to do it twice. All right, so we've made it past Amber getting her first job. We have made it past Amber joining Weight Watchers for the first time on camera and telling us about the prior 2 times where she was 11 and 17. So I guess this is the first time she, as an adult, has gone on Weight Watchers. And I honestly can't remember anything else leading up to this point because we ended the last video on Amber cutting her hand with the avocado, and I have a meltdown over needles. So if you want something entertaining, go watch the last 10 minutes of the second video. So that being said, let's jump in. I did mention I sped him up. Yes, and the captions, yes. So let's just jump in, knock out this third part of this, and yeah, let's have a good time with this. Let's go. Let's go.
Amber was not good at dealing with anything in her life that didn't go perfectly.
She is so... I just want you guys to watch this one more time. Can I back this up without it? I just wanted to go back there we go. 5 seconds. Nope, too much. Destiny is sitting here in this image, in this clip. Destiny is sitting here. Never mind. Destiny is here. Amber is here. Destiny is talking. Amber is making eye contact with herself in the video. And then watch what she does with her hair.
Amber was not good at dealing with anything in her life that didn't.
She is so concerned with how she looks. She is not listening to a damn thing Destiny is saying. I have no idea what Destiny's talking about. But this is behavior that we saw her do with Becky during the lives, or anytime Becky would talk on camera. This complete dismissal of the other person in the room. Amber is eye-banging herself right now, and something about her hair being on her arm she didn't like, and so she had to reset herself because it wasn't the image she wanted the camera to be capturing. I guess I'm just pointing out how self-absorbed she is, even at this point. And she likes Destiny.
Go perfectly. She turned to food as a young girl when things went wrong, and she was still doing it now.
So literally, we've done nothing today. We went to McDonald's. Okay, that's it. And that's it. That's the only place we've been today besides here in this bed.
It didn't feel
Sometimes it's worth not leaving the bed. It's fine.
like Amber was going to tell us about going to McDonald's, and when Destiny told us, Amber clearly wanted Destiny to stop talking quickly. So much for being honest with her fans. And even though she
What is it with her and her boobs?
was now on Weight Watchers and using the point system, which was meant to make things easy,
Oh, man. I forget what they renamed Aunt Jemima to. I loved Aunt Jemima syrup. And that's the butter, the real butter flavor, which was totally not real butter. Does anyone else remember this brand? Is it something Mills now? They changed it to something Mills. I don't remember. I also haven't bought syrup in a very long time. So, there you have it.
easier, Amber was still struggling to
It's the best syrup, hands down, though. You fight me if you want. You maple syrup lovers, you are wrong.
stick to it. Even though she was paying for Weight Watchers, Amber started to not track her food every now and again, and was just eating what she wanted. So, even when it was costing her money that she had to earn herself now, she still couldn't stick to a plan. And of course, this meant that her latest Weight Watchers journey was not going well.
The scales right.
At what point during the Destiny era did Amber's videos start to bring in income? Because it must have been near the end. Well, it had to be before the end of the relationship, because there was that one Christmas where she just like bought Destiny all that stuff. And then they opened it up later, or they opened it up early. And then, of course, the infamous video of Destiny just like swimming through all the wrapping paper. So it must have been before that, but like, at what point did she start making money on her YouTube channel?
Here, I'm not going to show you guys. I'm literally just wearing a shirt. I have no underwear on or pants on right now. TMI.
I tell you what, that was a long setup for a very funny joke. Oh, Jimmy. Do you know he does this to you, Jimmy? We can be friends, Jimmy. You should send me an email to the email that I'm not going to give you. We can be friends, Jimmy. I'm a better friend than the Mr. Snowflake. I wouldn't make you the butt of my jokes. Want to adopt Jimmy now.
I know. Okay. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Yep, that was definitely a bad weigh-in, which makes sense. A lot of sense. I'm gonna step on it again. I always do it twice just to see if I get the same read.
Okay, so she has been doing this double weighing thing for a while. I got to make another note.
And I do, and my scale works perfectly. I freaking love this scale. I'll show you guys it in a minute. Yep, not good, but this is the scale. It's pink,
I remember this.
and on it says, yes, I can. I don't know.
Amber loved her scales, but I found an even better set of scales for Amber to use.
That's mean. Would I own these scales? Make them teal, and yes. No. I was like, make them teal and have it say, I don't know, you fat bee, get off me. I would have those scales, and I would use them proudly. A terrible person. There's my baby. Here's my baby. Hey, hello. Yes. Are you going to do the react now? Are you going to react to Amber? You're a good girl. Are you the bestest girl?
By now, we all understood that most of the drama Amber had to deal with was due to her own doing. But not everything was because of Amber. Sometimes things in life just happen that you have no control over.
How are you feeling? Alright. Well, I hope everything's okay. I'm worried about you. I love you. I love you.
Hmm. Why is she recording this?
Someone's gotten tired. Oh, sorry.
Yes, Destiny was in the hospital due to chest pains. Poor Amber could only think of her beloved Destiny.
Her mom thinks it could be stress. I honestly can agree with that because when I used to have panic attacks, I would get the worst chest pain in the world, and I swear I thought I was having a heart attack.
Sorry, Amber could only think of her beloved Destiny and herself. This must have been really scary for Destiny, and of course Amber. Initially,
It always amazes me how Amber can turn everything around to be about herself, like without blinking. Like it's just a natural reflex of hers. Like she did this with Crystal when Crystal got her lesions in her throat, and there, your boyfriend's up. No? All right. Never mind. I'm sorry. I thought she'd want to get down. She does not. Anyway, so she did it with Crystal and the throat lesions, and Amber was the one that was scared about what was going to happen to Crystal and how it was affecting Amber, not Crystal. And now we're doing it again with Destiny. I forget what ends up being the issue here. But again, Amber is the one that always knew what was wrong. And it's here she's... Why are you even filming her? Do you want down? Come on. Thank you. Bye. Right when you get work. Why are you even filming this? Like, it'd be one thing if she was in there for something... I don't know, like, I don't know, you're going in for, like, weight loss surgery. I'm trying to think of random reasons why you would want to be filmed in the hospital. But maybe it was, like, a life-improving moment. Maybe, you know, like, here I am before I go in to get my life improvement surgery, and then you come back out, and you're like, oh my god, I survived. You know, that kind of a thing. Like, I could get that. But she's in the hospital because she's having chest pains. You know, she's there because she's scared, and she's in pain, and she's sick. Like, why are you filming this? This is not a filmable moment. But I guess for Amber, everything's a filmable moment. And we've also talked about how Amber does not have boundaries when it comes to the camera, which actually has come to be part of an issue with the whole laundromat film and the laundromat photo. It is kind of karmic that Amber, who has had no boundaries and has respected no privacy with her camera throughout the years, is then getting caught on camera in a way that violates her privacy and her boundaries. But unironically, she in no way, like, makes the connection. So to her, this kind of filming has never been a problem. And even to the modern day, she still doesn't understand that this is probably pushing a boundary that was uncomfortable for Destiny.
they were worried there could be a problem with Destiny's heart. But how could that be?
The first plate I had pizza, waffle fries, macaroni and cheese. The second plate I had bananas with strawberry glaze and cucumber slices. Lots of cucumber slices. And then I had a few rolls, and then another just half one just now. For dessert I had chocolate cupcake and coconut cake cupcake.
They weren't sure
I love buffets. Here you go. She wanted to go play with her boyfriend.
exactly what was wrong at this stage, but they did discover that Destiny's blood pressure was far too high. But how could this be?
The first plate I had pizza, waffle fries.
Something felt off with Amber filming Destiny. Filming someone in a hospital bed who may have had something really wrong with them just didn't feel right. I mean, who would film someone in such a vulnerable state?
I was planning on showing you guys footage of my grandfather actually having the heart attack.
It makes sense in a
Why? Why? What is wrong with people?
strange way. Looking through a screen makes it look less real. Detaches you from reality almost.
Okay, yeah. He says watching the event through a camera screen makes it seem less real and attaches you from the reality of the situation. Yes? Huh. You know, I've never thought of her using it as a coping mechanism. That's a very interesting point. This is why I like watching his videos. Yeah, I've never really thought of it that way, but that could actually really explain a lot of things for her. You know, wow. Okay, no, that really like reopens a whole lot of stuff. Like Amber clearly does not deal with reality well anyway. Like she not only recreates reality in her head in a way that allows her to be, well, the main character and to be the hero, the heroine of the story, but also viewing difficult and stressful situations through a camera lens makes it less real, and so also makes it easier for her to maybe rewrite the situation in her head. And I would think, make it easier for her to then cope with the situation, because it's like, that unreality of television. A lot of people even watching reality television, we all are aware that it's scripted and that it's not real television. So even in those situations when something occurs in the television show, like we question, did that really happen? And the same thing with like YouTube and the internet. You see some of these videos, including things that he's shown in these clips, and you're just like, did that really happen? Kind of like the World's Funniest Home Videos. I don't know if anybody remembers that television series. It was the worst, but people would send in videos of funny things that happened that they caught on VHS tapes and then digital clips later. And there was always that scandal of, oh, people are just rehearsing these. These are all setups. These are all people acting, kind of a thing. And they're not wrong. But because we don't trust film to be real, maybe that's the situation. She's filming this. This is a real situation that's really happening. But because she's viewing it through her camera, she's removed herself by a step from the situation. Does that make sense? It probably does make it easier to cope with. Interesting. Thank you, Mr. Snowflake. I would never have looked at it that way, but now I am going to constantly be looking at it that way.
So maybe that's why Amber was filming her girlfriend, who she thought might die. But it wasn't. We knew she was filming it for the views. If it was Crystal being filmed, it would have seemed even worse, but Destiny didn't seem to...
I don't know. I think he hit the nail on the head there. Yes, she's going to get views for it, so I'm sure she was thinking that. But subconsciously, I think that's exactly what she's doing. I think she is detaching herself from the situation using the camera.
to mind the camera, filming her as she lay in hospital while worrying about her own health. Amber was, of course, very upset as well.
The doctor thinks that it might be a blood clot in her lung. She wasn't hesitant to say that you died from that, so Destiny has to get a dimer test, and if it's elevated, then she has to get a CAT scan. So I just can't believe, like, the doctor said that what Destiny is describing exactly is what a blood clot is, and I'm like terrified.
Given the outcome of the situation, this is one of the few times where I'm like, I could see this, because given the outcome, obviously Destiny survived. So I can kind of see that in a normal everyday vlog video kind of a thing, and then later on using it as a way to discuss health. But it's Amber, so my shoulder.
Again, something felt off. Amber was crying at what it could be, a heart attack, a blood clot, but before she had time to process the news and be upset, she had to first get her phone out and start recording. Surely this type of behaviour couldn't have been good for her. Could it?
Also consider, I don't know why I'm defending this, but it does kind of make sense that she would turn to the camera as her confidant in this situation, because Amber doesn't have friends to call and talk to about this. Like, this is a conversation that I would be having with my best friend or my mother or someone else who was close to me. You know, I would, in a moment of stress like this, I would call them and probably be having this exact conversation. But even at this point in Amber's life, she doesn't have anyone to call. At this point, she's estranged from her family. I don't think she has friends. She might still be talking to Crystal. Maybe. She has claimed for a very long time that her and Crystal are still on good speaking terms. But she doesn't have anyone to call in an emergency situation like this. And Destiny is the one who's having the issue, so it wouldn't do any good to discuss this with Destiny. Or maybe it would. But we have always said Amber views the audience as this faceless individual. Like, all of us together make up the audience, and the audience is represented to Amber through the camera. So speaking to the camera, Amber is speaking to her audience, obviously, but it's like on a person to person, a face to face kind of basis. The camera is the eye of the faceless mass that is her audience. And her audience to Amber, this is part of her parasocial relationship with her audience. And this is an excellent example of what I talk about when I say she has this parasocial relationship. She has no one else to turn to talk to about this. And so she turns to her best friend. This is a conversation that the majority of us would be having with a close relative or a close friend. She doesn't have any of that. The internet, her internet audience is her friend. They are her close confidant. So she's having this discussion with her audience unironically because we are her friend in this situation. It doesn't even occur to her to talk to anyone else about it. I don't think she's doing it for views per se. I hate when people use that word, but I don't have a better word. I think she's talking to the audience because we're her friend and she needs support. I mean, I constantly say, we are not your friends, we are not your doctor, we are not your therapist. But in her head, we are. And that's what's happening here. Taking notes like a professional.
It? No, absolutely not. You act different when there's a camera in your face, especially when you know thousands of people may be watching. So rather than Amber deal with this in her own mind first, before she even had time to think about it, she was recording on her phone, and perhaps not acting in a way that she normally would without the camera. Filming yourself going to Target or a buffet was one thing, but filming Destiny in a hospital bed, then filming yourself being upset about it, left a sour taste in the mouth for many. But of course, Amber needed those views, so it was unlikely she was ever going to stop this type of behavior. Plus,
Before he goes further, I understand what he's saying because, yes, it seems odd, because it is, but it's because, like what I said, that parasocial relationship. In Amber's mind, there's nothing wrong with this because she's just talking to friends or friend. So for Amber, this is the way she talks to the friends that she has. You know, her audience aren't consumers. Okay, let me put it this way. I like my audience, don't get me wrong. I do. I think you guys are fun, and I really like the comments you guys leave. But we're having an interaction, and we're only having this interaction because I am creating a product for you to consume, and you, as my audience, are consuming the product and then commenting on it. You know, that's the relationship that we have. I know it sounds very impersonal, but that's the level of relationship that we have if you break it down to the nitty gritty. You know, I don't know any of you in real life. I may have interactions with you on the internet, and none of you know me in real life either. This is a two-way street, and I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm just trying to like put the reality of it out there for you guys, and the fact that I can see the difference. Like, I I like you guys. I wish you all well. I'm glad that you enjoy consuming the product. I try to take feedback when you guys give it to me because I want my customers to enjoy the stuff that I'm making, because I want you to come back and watch more videos, you know? Also, I get an ego boost out of every time you guys tell me my hair looks nice. Or you guys like to see my cats, you know, stuff like that. I get a reward out of it. You get a reward out of it. We're having an exchange. I think it's a healthy exchange, or I wouldn't be doing it. And, you know, that's the thing. Amber doesn't see it that way. I don't believe she does. I think she sees herself, obviously, but when she's talking to the audience, she's not talking to like consumers or customers in her head. She is talking to the only friend she has. So for her, it is a personal exchange. It is a friend to friend. And so I think that's also why she reacts so poorly when she gets, well, one of the reasons she acts so poorly when she gets negative comments is because she feels betrayed by a friend. We've seen that happen when she really likes Alex's Shook. And anytime Alex is overly critical in her mind of her in his reactions, or does something that irritates her, she takes it very personally, like on a level that is unnecessary, because I think she views Alex as a friend, like an actual friend. And so I think she feels that when he is overly critical of her, that he is betraying that friendship. She doesn't understand that there's no relationship there other than reactor and influencer and reactor. Amber being the influencer, Alex being the reactor. There's no other relationship there. Alex doesn't have any emotional connection to Amber outside of basically a business transaction. But Amber does. Amber sees Alex as a friend, as someone who she's emotionally connected to in some way. Same thing with the audience, you know? You guys see what I'm saying? So, yes, she's filming this. It shouldn't, a normal person, probably normal. The average person would not put this on the internet. Clearly, there are other people who would. But the average person would not be sharing this on the internet. The average person wouldn't be sharing their woes and all of that on the internet until they knew the outcome was going to be positive. That kind of a situation. But Amber is, because she's not talking to an audience. She's talking to her friend. Anyway, I think I've dwelt on that point enough. Let's get the rest of this done. I gotta pee.
Amber didn't seem to think there was anything wrong with it. Even though Amber was worried Destiny may be dying, rather than just be with her girlfriend, just the two of them, looking her in the eye, Amber was with her, knowing thousands would be watching, and rather than look her in the eye, would instead look at her through her phone.
He's not wrong.
Amber was worried. Really worried. What if Destiny did die and she would be all alone? What would she do then? Well, thankfully for Amber, she didn't have to worry, because it turned out to be just acid reflux. Not pleasant, of course, but not as serious as a heart attack or a blood clot. So, yes, just acid reflux. But how could this have happened?
The first plate, I had pizza, waffle fries.
Well, at least now Amber didn't have to worry, although it must have been a huge scare. Amber was initially worried there could be something wrong with Destiny's heart, and thinking her girlfriend had a problem with her heart. Her girlfriend, who was nowhere near as overweight as she was, well, it must have really scared Amber into finally taking her weight loss journey seriously.
Then my girlfriend was having really bad chest pains, and she said she couldn't breathe. It felt like someone was sitting on her chest. That's scary. That's not something you need to mess with. So we decided to go to the emergency room, and we were there for about 8-9 hours. We didn't drink, lick, eat anything, and I was aggravated the whole time. I was so worried for her. They were running so many tests. The doctor said that they think she had a blood clot in her lung, so turns out she didn't, which I'm grateful for. But while we thought that was the case, I was freaking out. So when we left the hospital, I was starving. I was annoyed. We were there forever, but yet I was grateful she did not have a blood clot, just FYI. So we decided to go to McDonald's. I just ordered the whole menu. I'm gonna say I give myself props for even logging the hospital. I was starving. I was annoyed. We were there forever, but yet I was grateful she did not have a blood clot, just FYI. So we decided to go to McDonald's. I just ordered the whole menu. I'm gonna say I give myself props for even logging all of that. I could have done better. This is where it gets bad. I feel like I was really triggered that day, Wednesday, from eating at Ryan's and then McDonald's, because the next day I binged. I ate 64, all of my daily points, and I actually went in the negatives on my weekly. I was at negative 45. I was binging on ice cream. I was binging on chips. I just couldn't stop. September 11th and 12th, I couldn't gain control at all. I ate everything that was in my face. I logged every single bit of it. I am actually shocked that I even logged, because when I am in the zone of binging, I don't care. I will not log. I will not track. I will not care.
Only Amber. That's not true. That's not true. Anna would do this shit too. Admit to the worst behavior, have an excuse for it, and then tell you that they're proud of themselves because they did the bare minimum. Amber logs all of this. It's the bare minimum. It doesn't matter. You still ate all of the food and you watched yourself do it and you were conscious of it happening. I feel like that's something Anna would also do and then come back and be like, but at least I'm consistent. Amber's doing the same thing, only she wants ass pats because she recorded everything that she ate, but she still admits that she basically went on a week-long binge. I mean, this is so typical of her, and yet she is unironically talking about this as if she did something good. And I don't think she makes the connection. I still don't think she makes the connection. To this day, she will do this kind of thing. I overate. I ate everything in my face, but I recorded all of it. Well, good, but, you know, all you're doing is recording the calories. Why don't you, like, record how you felt, what was going on, why you couldn't stop, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like,
but I did anyways, because I needed to see the damage I did.
Basically, there's been no growth since 2015, but that's kind of been like the ongoing story of this entire series anyway, so...
I don't know if the accuracy is totally 100%, but I tried my hardest. So overall, at the end of the week, I only succeeded 3 out of 7 days. That's not that great, obviously. I
Slightly less than half.
went over my weekly points into a negative 144.
Even though Destiny had acid reflux rather than something more serious, she still must have been feeling pretty terrible.
That was really bad acid reflux, though. I mean, it felt like a heart attack? That's bad acid reflux. Like, it's not just acid reflux. Let's not downplay it too much.
And since it was Destiny who was feeling ill, it was good of Amber to not steal any of Destiny's thunder.
Anyways, I woke up with like the worst heartburn in the world, but it's like in my top abdomen. Ugh. I was diagnosed with acid reflux when I was like 18, I think. It used to be really bad. Like, I would have heartburn every single day, like all.
This has been a really great episode, and I keep stopping it, and I apologize, but Amber has been caught basically absorbing the issues that her girlfriends and probably other people around her have been legitimately diagnosed with. Amber has been caught doing that and then like making it and then doing this. I was diagnosed with XYZ when I was in my late teens, usually is what she does. So this, I hate to put it this way, this is probably BS. Probably absolute BS. Would I be terribly surprised that she does have severe acid reflux? Absolutely not. I think she's a perfect candidate for that kind of a disorder. But has she actually been diagnosed with it? I don't believe so. I think Destiny got diagnosed with it. She likes the idea of it. She likes the attention of it. It gives her something new to complain about. And so she has absorbed that into herself. And we know that she does this because of the Casey interview that Mr. Snowflake did with Casey. And Casey mentions that he had been diagnosed with anxiety disorder, severe depression, and something else I forget. And these are all 3 things that Amber claims to have. And again, I don't believe any of Amber's diagnoses because I don't believe she's ever actually been to someone who could formally diagnose her. But that's a whole other tangent. And here we see her doing it with this medical diagnosis that we know, Destiny, god damn it, Destiny has been diagnosed with. And now, not even a full, like, what, a week since Destiny's been in the hospital with this, Amber is now assimilating that into her identity. So, because this has got to be the first time we've heard about this in the series, which means this is the first time this has come up. It's very suspicious that this would come up the same time that Destiny is suffering from the exact same problem. And she's describing it the exact same way that Destiny described it. Here's my one question, though. Does she know she's doing this? Or does her brain just retroactively rewrite this stuff so that she thinks it's really something that's really happened in her past? I think it's a little column A, column B, personally. I think it sounds like a good idea in her head, and so she figures out a way to fit it into her backstory, and so now once she does that, now it's part of her reality. But I don't... It's not. There's just no way in hell. When did she go to the doctor to be diagnosed for this? Is kind of my point. Anyway.
All day long, but I stopped having heartburn for quite some time. I think it was probably because I was losing a lot of weight, but lately I've been getting a lot of heartburn. I don't know if it's like the stress from work and constantly bending and like moving and walking like super fast and just all the things I have to do, picking up heavy stuff and helping people.
Destiny's doctor told her she needed to clean up her diet and lose some weight in order to get her acid reflux under control. However, Destiny's weight gain wasn't her fault.
3 years ago, I took birth control, and yeah, I gained weight from it, and I just haven't. It's just added on since.
Yeah, she hasn't been able to get it off, and maybe we can help each other.
I want to go to the gym, but it doesn't want to.
Because she's been having really bad breathing problems. I don't think it's okay to push yourself like that inside of a gym until the doctor tells her otherwise.
Destiny and Amber as a couple now made even more sense. They were both good at finding excuses as to why their weight wasn't their fault.
Sure, Jan.
Amber, a couple of hours before going to McDonald's and ordering the entire menu, was concerned Destiny had a problem with her heart. But if a health scare with her girlfriend wasn't a big enough shock to finally start to look after herself, then what was? As much as cutting herself and seeing Destiny in the hospital wasn't good for Amber, it was most definitely good for her views. She had some drama to vlog, and when she wasn't finding some mini drama, she was stuck for ideas. She now started to eat food on camera and review it. One particular video, she and Destiny reviewed a snack box. They weren't getting sponsored by them, but they were clearly hoping if they did enough reviews, eventually they would get sponsored. How desperate do you have to be to review a product in the hope they would sponsor you in the future? Hello everyone, Mr. Snowflake here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Money. Money is good.
Money is very good. You should sponsor me, Money.
Yes, without any drama, Amber would struggle
look
to
at
know
that
what to
fluffy
film,
tail.
and it was obvious.
Destiny likes a color, but so do I, so I like how we're alike in that way. And I remember she'd color on FaceTime, and I'm gonna show you the picture when we'd FaceTime together. You did that while living here, right? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
the date.
I think she did that while we were FaceTiming. I think so. Oh yeah. Oh, that's not done yet?
Oh, look at the pitch.
Oh. That's the first one she did while we were FaceTiming.
But whenever Amber was struggling for ideas, she could always go back to what the channel was created for in the first place. Amber trying to lose weight.
Oh, and by the way, Weight Watchers really is helping. I weighed myself today, and I'm down quite a bit, which is pretty nice.
I can't tell if he's just using clips from the same video that much because of the stupid red shirt, or if she just like lived in this damn thing for a while.
Wasn't expecting to be down.
Either is
that
possible.
much.
Because Amber used to show us the scales when she weighed in, not every time, but a lot of the time. However, recently, with her weigh-ins, she hadn't been shown things. Amber had lost weight, or had she? Because Amber used to show us the scales when she weighed in, not every time, but a lot of the time. However, recently, with her weigh-ins, she hadn't been showing us the scales at all. Maybe she just couldn't be bothered to film them, or maybe she was lying. Amber told us she was actually binging more than ever while on Weight Watchers, so she wasn't sure if she was going to continue to do it in the future. However, for now, she was sticking with it. It had now been a few months since Amber started at her job, and her feet were still hurting her. She had tried wearing a comfier pair of shoes, but remarkably that didn't help. She just needed time to actually get used to moving, and she needed to lose some weight, which she was doing, apparently. And her boss, for some reason, wanted Amber to do some more training to get a promotion and have more responsibility. I mean, what could go wrong?
I stabbed myself.
Maybe the training will teach you how to not stab yourself. It's interesting to me. I'm sure she's probably making it up, but it's interesting to me that her boss would even consider Amber for a promotion. There's no way she hasn't gotten caught recording, and there's no way there aren't complaints about it. So, and again, she's never wearing scrubs, so maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't see someone in a position, not authority. Well, yeah, I mean, it's authority, but I don't see somebody above her in a company or something like that looking at Amber and being like, she looks like a good, responsible candidate to be moved up the line of job responsibilities. I just don't see that happening. She would be the last person I would pick. Ouch.
In the first couple of months of her relationship with Destiny, Amber couldn't have been happier.
Destiny just lays on Amber like she's a giant beanbag. Destiny has a type, by the way. Amber's kind of, at this point, one of the smallest people I've seen Destiny date. Keep in mind, Dana lost her weight after they broke up. So, Destiny likes them big. And I wonder if she likes that because she likes laying on them like beanbags.
Yeah, but it was now starting to seem like perhaps the honeymoon period was over. Or perhaps the image Amber tried to portray early on was starting to slip away, and the real Amber was coming out more and more.
Okay, look at what I did. I literally... Destiny, I'm vlogging!
Don't get me wrong, I just asked my boyfriend to quit playing musical doors with the cats, so...
I feel like I was made to vlog. Like, I absolutely love vlogging. I love doing YouTube. Hold on, the lighting in here is horrendous, and Destiny has freaking trash over there. What? I can't hear you, so wait until you come out here. I can't hear you, so wait until you come out here.
What was the joke I read? Being married is basically screaming "what" at each other while you're standing in different rooms of the house. I mean, yeah.
Here. She's
Also, how is she supposed to hear you if you can't hear her?
screams at me from the freaking bathroom like I can hear her. For some reason, I'm craving chicken.
Now, with a few months of work under her
Why would you leave that in? I've never understood why she leaves things in. The only thing I can come up with is she doesn't understand that she doesn't have to upload videos chronologically in their raw format. Like, you can edit the video.
belt and a few paychecks, you'd think they would be doing better for money.
It's a,
Yes, back up here. Hi, you're being exceptionally needy today. What, you don't want me to hold you? What do you want? What do you want? Use your words. What are we doing? Hi, I love you. Are you settling? Oh, okay. Just trying to get your feet under you. All right, there we go.
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and like 9 games. She's trying to sell it. I'm hoping she does.
When Amber first started her job, she absolutely loved it. She loved the residents, she loved the compliments, she loved earning her own money. But what about now?
Anyways, we have to go to work. I really just don't want to. I work every single day now. I'm an exhausted person.
Yes, the novelty of working was quickly...
Can I help you? Are the birds outside calling your names? Aw. What you doing, huh? You looking for something to get in trouble with? I love you. Scratch your little head. I will scratch your little head. Yes, I will. You and your brother. Why do you guys gotta get my mic? What are you doing? Hmm? No. Can I do the rest of my video now? I'm almost done. Up down. All right, hunker down. I'm recording. I don't care.
wearing off, and reality, something Amber didn't have to deal with often, was kicking in. Amber, having shown glimpses of a rational, self-aware person, well, that's all it was. Most of the time, she was her normal screaming self, which not only irritated fans, but was starting to irritate someone else.
That's ridiculous.
Why?
Why? Okay.
Why are you like laughing every time we start?
Why?
That's so funny.
And it wasn't just Destiny and the fans who were getting sick of Amber.
When I
Nope,
get
nope, nope, nope. The look I just got.
well, hello, my friend. How are you? Ow! Oh, wasabi? No, 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 no. Mama's shirt and Mama's hair is not a toy.
Yes, it is.
Thankfully, Wasabi was done pooping blood, but it was important to not stress Wasabi out. After Destiny was done scaring the cat, she had some good news to tell us. Her mother was pregnant. Sadly though, the good news didn't last very long.
So Destiny has something to tell you guys.
My mom miscarried today. She's in the emergency room still.
I don't have words.
She was only like not even a month pregnant, so it's not like she has to get surgery or anything. She's just bleeding a lot and cramping.
Well, now you know why Destiny wasn't bothered by Amber filming her in the hospital. Christ.
But to me, that's like she lost a child.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel like when girls miscarry, that means they have lost a child.
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at... I'm laughing... Not even laughing. No shit, Amber. What do you think the word miscarry means? Okey-dokey. This is really weird. This just reinforces to me why I don't like Destiny.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately, her mother lost the baby. Destiny seemed to take the news as well as anyone could. And once again, when talking about something serious and
Look, I get what Destiny's trying to say with the whole, like, it was only a month kind of a thing. I get you, but it was obviously a significant moment for your mom? I don't know. I just feel like the callousness of this entire moment is just stunning to me.
horrific, Amber showed that glimpse of a genuine person. No play acting to the camera. But again, it was just a glimpse, reserved for these serious issues. Her hand now was at least feeling better, and she was still feeling the pressure from uploading that video where Destiny said the N-word, so she felt she needed to clarify something.
Okay, just to clarify, we are not racist. We love everybody of color. Can you please clarify so people don't get mad at that? I will tell you right now, I have...
Can you please clarify? Yeah. Like, she's gonna be like, no, I meant that with my chest.
I have Mexicans in my family, I have black people in my family, I have like dated like out of my race. Like I'm really not racist, so why did you just sound like an Asian?
Oh my bad.
Amber had been struggling with Weight Watchers.
What?
Family, I have black people in my family, I have like dated like out of my race. Like I'm really not racist, so why did you just sound like an Asian?
Oh my bad.
Why do you think you sound like an Asian? Alright? Don't get me wrong, I don't think Amber's racist. I think she's just stupid.
Amber had been struggling with Weight Watchers initially, but what about now?
I did really good on Sunday, the first day, but then at nighttime after work, I get really, really hungry, and sometimes I just can't control myself. We went to Taco Bell, a salad, but I also got a burrito, and I wrote down that next time I should just get one or the other instead of both, because I wanted to go a full...
Okay, I just heard her say hungry here. So that's something she's been doing since 2015 at least. And then, what, God damn it, what did she just say? Both. I just heard her say that here. So those are defaults for her. That's interesting.
Full 5 days with no soda, only drinking soda on Saturday and Sunday. By the way, I wanted to do the no soda for like a full week, but Destiny's like, how about we have soda on the weekends? And I'm like, oh my Lantis. So I actually succeeded in that. I didn't have soda for the full 5 days, so that's super exciting. But
Congrats.
the downfall is I sucked the whole week. I didn't care what I ate. I didn't care how much I ate. I just ate. I didn't even try to be intuitive. I didn't log nothing or anything. I officially canceled my Weight Watchers and I signed up for my FitnessPal.
Back in 2015, I don't think you had to pay for my FitnessPal yet.
past. My fitness pal works extremely well, so I have high hopes for this. It's such a big community of great Last week I was 417.8.
Things like MyFitnessPal and any of those, well, including Weight Watchers, they only work if you put the work in. Just having the app it's not a magical wand. It doesn't do anything for you unless you do the work yourself.
Today I weighed in at 420.4, so that's a gain of 2.6. At least I didn't gain everything back, right? I mean, it is pretty upsetting that I gained weight, but it's to be expected because like I told you guys, I literally was horrible this week. Absolutely horrible. I'm here to admit it. Things happen. Frap happened.
So not only had Amber put on weight, but she had officially quit her Weight Watchers journey.
Oh,
We
shit.
all knew it was coming. It was interesting though to see Amber tell us how she had actually completed a no drinking soda challenge for 5 days. It's almost like she needed a little win before admitting to herself that she failed. It was also interesting that she had not mentioned the no drinking soda challenge in any previous vlog.
Are you insinuating she made it up and then blamed Destiny for why it couldn't have been 7 days as opposed to 5? How dare you, Mr. Snowflake? How dare.
So, did she actually drink no soda, or was this just what she needed in order to deal with failing? Weight Watchers was causing her to binge more, she told us. Amber would see she had 20 points remaining, then eat 60.
I like how she's been blaming that on Weight Watchers all this time as well. Like, that's... Every time she quits Weight Watchers, that's why she quits, usually, is because the points make her want to binge because she sees that she has extra points and she feels like she needs to use them. And there's going to come back to bite me in the ass.
It was a shame for the few fans she had left. They kept telling her they believed in her at the start of every new journey, but they believed in someone who would never reply to their comments. Maybe if they trolled her or become a hater, they would have gotten a response. And since she had not lost any weight, she was in even more pain at work. It was getting too bad for Amber to deal with, and even though she needed this job, it started to seem like Amber wouldn't last very much longer, especially after Amber started to tell us in almost every video that her feet were in too much pain. It's just a shame she couldn't ride one of those Walmart scooters around at work.
That's usually foreshadowing. Did she ride these scooters around at work? God.
Amber was tired, just like
Okay.
we were, of her telling us she was going to stick to her weight loss goals, and then literally, almost made it the entire video. And then immediately going back on
What
it,
did he put in there?
just like we were, of her telling us she was going to stick to her weight loss goals, and then literally, almost made it the entire video.
I don't know what that is in money. Because it's not real money. No, I'm kidding. He was just putting coins in there.
And then immediately going back on it. She made videos upset with herself and telling us she will do it next time. And in the very next video would be eating strawberries covered in chocolate.
There's nothing wrong with eating strawberries covered in chocolate in general. I feel like of the sweets you could have, that's probably the least heinous of them. But when you're already 500 pounds, or at least very near 500 pounds at this point, I mean, maybe just have the strawberry?
Up with new ways to lose weight, Weight Watchers, no drinking soda for 5 days, 30 days of movement. But all she had to do was eat less calories, and she was making it more complicated than it needed to be. Of course, in theory, losing weight is easier than it is in practice.
She looks at herself more than she looks at the actual camera. Like, she has always and continues to watch herself over the camera, which just kind of confirms to me that as much as she's putting the videos out there because she wants to share with other people, she's doing this for herself, for her own personal whatever. Like, she is getting something out of this herself.
For some, but at some point Amber would have to stop calling this her weight loss journey because she simply wasn't losing any weight. You can't have a journey if you make no progress. Sure, she had some genuinely difficult things to deal with in her life.
So I've been talking to my mom in like ages, right? and she just added me on Facebook, and I don't really know what to think about that. I'm kind of having like mixed emotions, and normally when something like this happens, I start crying, but I think I'm like in shock, especially because I saw her photos, and I don't know if you guys know this, but she's homeless and really sick and doing drugs and drinking, and it's just hard to see her as she is right now.
But those difficult things didn't mean she had to run to McDonald's every time she had some strong emotions or had to deal with a paper cut. She had seen nutritionists before, she had people pay for her Weight Watchers, she had been to Overeaters Anonymous, and she had had the support of Crystal and her family. Amber has had all of the help she would ever need and hasn't lost any weight.
Just kind of reinforcing that she doesn't want to. She doesn't want to lose weight.
If she hadn't lost the weight by now, then perhaps it was never going to happen for her. She had to stop looking for excuses to reach for the fridge, and she had to stop blaming the universe for making her fat, and blaming God for giving her this brain. Only she could beat this, but she had to be truthful, not only to her fans, but more importantly, to herself. It was clear that this weight loss journey was going to be difficult for Amber for probably the rest of her life. But at least right now, she had destiny, she had her health, and she had a roof over her head.
We have 3 days to pay the rent, or we're evicted.
I don't remember that.
Hello everyone, Mr. Snowflake here, and that was episode 5 of Amberlynn Reid, Shaped by the Algorithm. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, as well as the rest of the series so far, but if I'm honest, I need a little break from Amber. Just watching clip after clip of someone talk about their weight and have so much drama around them is getting difficult to watch. So I've asked Jimmy Bunker.
I was like, is he being serious? He probably is being semi-serious here.
Who I should make a video on next. Oh, and that'll be Jimmy now. Okay, Jimmy says for the next video I should make one all about someone called Nikocado Avocado.
It's just ironic if you know anything about Nick. Interesting that it's episode 5 and he already needs to take a break. Don't get me wrong, these are deep dives. So I could understand that. I don't think I could do non-stop. Yeah, he has down here in the notes that episode 5 came out 14 or 15 days after episode 4, kind of implying that he's doing these all in a big batch. And I remember there's another point down the road from here where he takes another break, and I'm pretty sure it's just overwhelming. There's just a lot, and there's a lot to go through, and when the drama in the Amberverse does kick in, there's a lot. It's a lot. So I get that he needs to take a break. So it is kind of fascinating that it made it to episode 5 before he was like, I gotta tap out. It is funny that he chooses. Did he do one on Nikocado Avocado? I don't really like Nick, so I wouldn't have watched it if he did. But I'll have to go hunt that one down. All right. So anyway, we are at the end of episode 5, and we're at the end of episode 5. There you go. If you have made it this far, let's just go right back to the snowflake and the snow person as your emoji down in the emoji section, aka comments section. Let me know what you guys think up to this point. He really hit hard with that, using the camera as a way to cope. And it really does become obvious that Amber's got that parasocial relationship with her audience during the whole Destiny's in the hospital sick. That weird clip of them talking about Destiny's mom's miscarriage is just weird to me. It just, the entire thing, both her and Destiny, that was just weird to me. Let's see, what else have I got here? All right, just going all the way back. This episode, Amber starts Weight Watchers for the first time on camera. So we do get that in episode 5. We start seeing the formation of what I'm calling the precursors to Hater Nation. In this episode, she really starts, the hate comments really start to amp up, but also we see a lot of very interesting, not socially acceptable behavior from her, like the first scooter incident, Jesus is my the stupid circle, the avocado. Yeah, just the treatment of the cat on camera, the not taking the cat to the vet until the last minute, and then not taking the cat's health seriously. We do like Wasabi. He is a beautiful cat. It's a pity that he's Amber's pet. See, I think it's interesting that when Destiny goes in for her reflux, keep in mind, that's really severe acid reflux, you guys. That's not just heartburn. That's like severe. So let's not downplay it. As much as I don't like Destiny, let's not downplay it. It landed her in the hospital. Kind of like Amber cutting her hand open. Honestly, she should have gone to the hospital before she ate, but she was already hangry, so... but it is interesting to me that, you know, Destiny gets this diagnosis of severe acid reflux, and then roughly a week later, Amber has now been diagnosed with acid reflux since she was like 18. So, sure, Jan. We also, since this is the first time we've seen Amber be on Weight Watchers, this is also the first time that we've seen Amber blame the Weight Watchers point system for her binging, with the whole concept of she sees those leftover points and she feels like she needs to spend them. So this episode 5, there is a lot going on in this episode, and maybe it's a good thing that I broke it up into 3 separate parts just because there was so much to cover. I'm not saying like episode 4 wasn't that much. It's just, it was very much a transitional episode. This one, there's a lot going on, and I can understand why he needed a break after this one. I think he was partially serious about that. So, obviously he came back. We have the last episode of the series, Shaped by the Algorithm, just came out a couple months ago at this point. I think it came out at the beginning of this year, 2024. So I am seriously thinking about watching that one now and posting my reaction to it now, because it will be a while before we get to that episode, especially the way I do it. So let me know what you guys think about that idea. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do it, but let me know what you guys think. It will put things a little out of order, but I feel like I actually need to react to the last 2 episodes now, and then we'll get back to it. And then I'm like, once we get to the last 2 episodes going through this series chronologically, I might do a second reaction to it, because I will have notes. Anyway. Alright, so your emojis are once again snowflakes or snow people, and yeah, I've asked for your input. So thank you for everybody who's been supporting the channel. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You all rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. And yeah, if you've made it this far, you might as well subscribe. There are more of these to come. And I will see everybody in the next one. Bye! This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.